Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review HBO Max's limited series, The Murders at White House Farm. And yet again, between HBO Max and Peacock, they have so many British shows. It's just like, do they have like a deal where it's just like anything that comes out on like BBC or something like automatically funnels onto their streaming sites and they just slap on original? But anyway, they get the distribution rights to this limited series about a real life case about the murders at this farm of 4 people, and the police, are they going to really dig deep to figure out who exactly did this, and the tough moments and realizations that it might be somebody really close to the case. And this show is very, very British, has like, it's 6 episodes and it's about like an hour and like 45 to an hour a piece of each episode, and it's very much a British procedural show. What really I feel like that I want to talk about that really stands out in this, it's like there's some really strong performances, and like you have Freddie Fox, who plays probably the biggest suspect in the case, and he's slimy and disgusting, and you just don't trust him. And he gives a really strong performance in that way and really sells that. But really at the heart of this is Mark Addy, Robert Baratheon himself. And he is the heart and soul of this show. And you watching him on this case, the struggles of him really wanting to solve these murders and doing whatever he can and not caring. He's that good cop that, like, there's a lot of stereotypical things in this show in terms of procedurals, but like he's the good cop who doesn't care about the politics and just wants to solve it. And you have like Stephen Graham, who's more of like the political cop, like pushing him down and putting him in his place and telling him he can't go and look into this. But this show builds up the tension and builds up to the point where you finally realize what actually happened, and this trial happens. And this show, unless you're like super into procedurals, might not completely grip you. You might be a little bored at times with the pace it takes in fleshing out the story. But for me, this show was really worth it in that moment where the end of the last episode, when they're like giving the sentence and the verdict, specifically the verdict, and the camera holds in on Mark Addy and the amazing acting he does and the reaction to how the verdict comes out, honestly made this 6 episode journey so worth it. And that emotional moment really hits and is so impactful. And I'm just like, where it might have been a lot to invest in for like close to 6 hours of what could have honestly been like a movie length feature, but that it gives enough emotional impact and character work that I feel like the show, especially if you love procedurals, I think you'll get something out of it. But in the end, I think The Murders at White House Farm is a solid procedural with some strong acting and some decent amount of tension. But those are my thoughts on this limited series on HBO Max. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some TV. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.